What's up, everybody? That's my pinky waving hello. Welcome to another miniature paint session here on GEGGHEAD. This is for a custom tabletop role-playing game that we fondly call Asphalt and Augments. And so far, we have been painting our underground fight club that the players, or at least one of the players, will eventually get invited to. And you've seen our first one. I keep changing the names on them as I paint them. They just look like different dudes to me. But this guy's got the Ronnie Coleman back, as John was so kind to point out. Look at that swollenness. Look at that swollenness. It's a lot like my back, if you see mine. No, it isn't. Anyway, we're gonna do some shorts today with my favorite leather, which is a Citadel color contrast color called Snakebite Leather. I use it for almost every leather piece that I do. There are some other ones that are just like plain brown leather, things like that. But this one just, I don't know. I just love it. And then I'm going to use a little Abaddon Black on the, if it looks good, on some of the cybernetics. Because this guy's shorts, if you look carefully, you can see it kind of rolls up and around. And there's this giant augment that goes on the outside of it. So that's going to be a challenge for us to paint. But I think that's going to be the challenge we take on today. This guy's for sure wearing protective gear right here on the cup. That's a serious cup. That or, man, they did the Silver Surfer wrong. But anyway, enough about the Johnson. Here we go. All right. With my contrast, I don't dilute them as much as my regular paints, and I've had a little bit more success with them when I do that. So we're going to start with the easy side first. Although I don't even know what that business right there is. I think it's just like, maybe it's like a belt or something. I don't know. I should be using a bigger brush. But anyway, it already looks cool, this color. But when it dries, man, I'll show you on another piece that's done as far as the base colors go. It doesn't have any varnishes yet. But it just looks super duper cool. Check that out. I love this color so much. And what I learned from two of my friends, Sam and Knox, the contour paints are kind of cool. It takes care of a lot of other work for you as far as layering, because it kind of, you can see already has like, it gets darker in the pockets and lighter on the flats, and it all just kind of settles in, which is really, really helpful for rookie painters like me. Miniature painters anyway. I'm not messing with any canvases. I love this color so much, man. So I don't want this guy to have a tough name. Some of the guys have tough names like Trigger. I mean, they think it's tough. We laugh at it. But I want this guy to have kind of like a, I don't know, just the opposite. What's the opposite of Trigger? Butterfly. Butterfly. Rainbow. So we'll figure it out. You could throw some suggestions in there for me. Buttercup. Princess Buttercup. You don't know. You know, Princess Bride could be Homeboy's favorite movie. And the fight scene between Carrie Elways and Andre the Giant's what inspired him to become an underground fighter. Do you see? These backstories write themselves, people. All right, we're going to paint the cup. This might tickle. Wah, wah, wah. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, the game that we've written, I spent the last 2 years during the pandemic writing it, is called Asphalt and Augments, and it is a street racing in the corporate cyberpunk world tabletop RPG. And at its very heart, it's a group of street racers, so they're always looking to make money in that world. But they exist in a world where racing is the most popular sport, but street racing is the most illegal thing you can do outside of murder and stuff like that. They will arrest you, take your car, take you down, everything. So if you want to race legally, you have to get a corporate sponsorship and a corporate ride. And if you want to street race, you got to be ready to make moves when the cops come. And after every race, we do what's called a chaos roll. and we use the fantasy flight system for this. And then based off the results of that roll, cops can come. Things you do can make the cops come quicker. We live in a world of live streaming. Well, it's the same in the future as well, only with all these augments and neural implants. Instead of streaming and having people watch you play or watch you race, now they can jack in and you can broadcast what you feel, what you see, what you smell, the smell of the tires burning, all that stuff, the amount of 2.5 G's as you take off the line. So that can get you a lot more followers and make you money. But if the cops are looking for that, they can find you a lot quicker on the chaos roll. So there's all kinds of little choices you have to make along the way, and your cars have separate statistics from your character. So we have 2 cards as far as that goes. And there are battle races, so to speak, where you can use, sort of hacking qualities, or if your car's equipped with certain attacks, it can do that. And then there's non-attack ones. And if you screw around and break those rules, your rep will get destroyed pretty quickly. It'll be a lot harder for you to find a race. So that's how we kind of keep our players from going too far off the rails. Although, best laid plans, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's a tricky little line right there, but we're going to get it. Oh yeah, we're going to get it. Come on. I think when this guy wins a fight, he does the Michael Jackson kick, where he like kicks the leg out and then swings it and hits him with the hee. I think we're for sure doing that. It's this guy's shorts, like his abs go right into him. I can't really tell where the line is, so it's like we have to establish it. This guy is not the best of all the minis that I've gotten so far. On the back, too, there were a couple things that I didn't like so much. But pretty soon, we're going to announce a cool little partnership. And we're going to have some minis that are even doper. Dopeness. So you can already see it dry in here. So it's like, you can kind of tell it's already multiple shades of brown, a little bit of green in there. It's the best. All right, I don't know what to do. That might be a metal piece. It's hard. It's not as detailed as the other guys. You see what I'm dealing with here? It's this. I don't want to touch it with the brush. It's this, and it goes down, and it loops around. And I can't tell if it's just an accessory on the pants, or if it's a full-on augment like that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe I'm blocking it with my finger. This augment here, I'm comparing to this, but I don't think that's an augment because I can see flesh there. So we're going to go with our original, and I'm just going to say it's an accessory on the shorts. At least you didn't go full John Stockton. Kind of halfway between John Stockton and John Cena, and that's pretty much where you want to live when you're doing shorts. You never want to do the John Cena shorts thing. That's probably why they booed him. No, I'm just kidding. And never do the John Stockton shorts ever. That's just, you should lose your job. I mean, unless you're trying to lose your job, then by all means. Time to paint that booty. What? Paint that booty. Yeah, this is literally my go-to leather. I bought 3 more of these after the first time I did it because I knew I was going to use it a lot. It's the best. I don't think I can do it right-handed, guys and gals and goils. And if some of you are asking, is that relaxing, or commenting, wow, that looks really relaxing, it is. It's a fairly affordable hobby, and I highly recommend it. It's not one of those hobbies that's going to cost you, you know, $1 bazillion every time you get after it. You can get minis from just about any hobby shop that sells D&D stuff or anything like that. And you can just get to town. Or if you have like old toys from board games, stuff like that, just spray paint them with some primer. And we're painting this guy right in a crack right now. It sounds gross. You can just get like old action figure, or not action figures, but play pieces from a regular board game. Spray them with a primer to get them gray or black, whatever you want. Then I was taught to do a light little white mist on the top to give it kind of lighting effect, so you can even see some of the white flecking that's on there. And that's just from barely going over it, just barely, I mean barely dusting it with a white spray paint primer after the gray. So I did that as well. And there's also a million videos on YouTube of like people who can teach you and really show you some techniques. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm a rookie like you. I'm learning on every single mini. You know, I make mistakes. If you saw the last video, I made like 4, and we only painted 2 body parts. But yeah, that's how you learn, and it's paint, so it's easy to just paint over and fix when you need to correct it. And I'm just too uncomfortable with an airbrush to start airbrushing. So if anyone was wondering why, or if I would ever, I probably won't. It's just not me. And I always love the way the characters look when they have no paint. I just think there's something cool about that. But to watch them start to slowly come to life as each color gets completed, or a body part gets completed, or an augment gets completed, it's really satisfying. And I don't know, man, it's just something, it just makes you feel good. And a lot of times you can get these paints at the exact same store that you get the minis at. And I always support going to a hobby store as opposed to going online and getting your stuff. I know it's more convenient. Certainly with gas prices, it's a lot cheaper. But if you can support your local hobby shops in person, please do. They're good people. And you'll find they offer a lot of tips too, because most of them are hobbyists of the stores they work in. Locally here in Los Angeles, the 2 main places I go to are the Emerald Night and Geeky Teas. Geeky Teas is a really fun place because it literally is she sells tea as well, and you can have some Dungeons and Dragons and some nice fancy imported teas. She if anybody's familiar with our channel, then you guys probably also know we did a show called DC All Stars back in the day. On the Warner Brothers app, or the DC app, before it was absorbed by HBO Max. And she saved us with a bunch of minis when we didn't have enough. Really cool place. And then Emerald Night is where I bought these Citadel paints that I'm using for this guy here. And the gentleman there gave me some really good painting tips. One of them was to get a stand, which I have not done yet. But he was correct. Again. Alright, you guys. These shorts are getting close, though. Little line there. I screwed up right there. You see that? It's a little bit over, but I'll be able to fix it. We need to... That's what I'm wondering. I wonder if I should... Maybe that's just a whole separate color. I think that's what I'm going to do on that accessory, instead of try to fill in that loop. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, I was going to try to paint in the loop, but it's just not defined enough. So I just want to clean up that line. I was on the Hero Forge site yesterday, and man, some of the customization options, forget about it, man. It's so good. Alright, totally ruined that line, but we're going to get it fixed. Look at that mess. Sloppy. Sloppy, bro. Sloppy and undisciplined. Just like the rest of yous. Okay. Got you, baby. Got you, baby. I need just a touch more. So what do you guys think? And any painters out there watching, what do you guys use for leather? What do you girls use for leather? What do y'all do? This one's definitely my favorite, but if there's a brand out there you think I should know, or a type within the Citadel family that I should already be aware of, hit me up. Hit me up. But I know I'm not perfect on these, but just know I got a lot of passion for this. I'm working hard at getting better every single mini, and I'm gonna get good. I promise you that. Get good. Get good, Freddie P. Smooth that out. Check it. That's my guy right there. This dude. See those shorts, man? Tell me he's not looking smooth. How can I get you on camera here better? Can you see that? That's our guy. That's our man Flint. Ooh, Flint. I know that's more on the tough side, but I think we're going full. It wasn't Lee Marvin that played that role. Who was it? There were two of those guys that looked the same. Who was that in Our Man Flint? Lee Marvin and whoever the other actor was, I think was Flint. Or it might have been Lee Marvin. Anyway, this guy's name is Flint. Or Marvin. That would be a good name too. But anyway, we did leather today. In the next session on Flint, we're going to figure out what this accessory is and paint it accordingly. On his back, he's got some awesome cybernetics. I love painting cybernetics on these guys. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'll show you. I will show you how much I love it. Look at this. I love painting this stuff. Oh man, so they're gonna have some cool stuff going on their backs. Look at this guy's leather compared to this guy's. See what I'm saying? Like, that's more G.I. Joe. I used a camouflage on that one. That one there is more G.I. Joe. And then I fell in love with the leather because it just looks more worn in and beat down. So anyway, you guys, that's two of my three MMA fighters for Asphalt and Augments. You guys will see these characters plus the players that are kicking their butts all over the streets of Los Angeles. In some future episodes coming up when we start doing our full tabletop role-playing games. But in the meantime, I'm still building, I'm still creating, and I hope you guys all do the same thing with whatever games or jobs or hobbies you have. Do it with passion, work hard, don't be afraid of mistakes, and have fun. This is Freddie Prinze Jr. wishing all of you a very good evening and good game. Peace.